Hey friends, I'm Amy and it's time to make our second Texas Roadhouse Copycat. Today we're making their Portobello Mushroom Chicken, which is one of my personal favorites. We're also going to whip up a copycat of their seasoned buttered corn, and for that one, it really does not get any easier. I'm really excited to show you how well these turned out because they were so delicious and way easier than I expected going into this one. So let's get cooking. We'll start with our Choppy Prep, because we always start with our Choppy Prep. And the first thing we need to get ready is our signature ingredient, the Portobello Mushrooms. Now you can use the little baby bellas and this will taste delicious, but we're using the big old full mushrooms here for that authentic Portobello experience. We want 8 to 10 ounces of mushrooms for this dish. To start, rinse them off well, and then we're going to take a spoon and gently remove the gills on the underside of the mushrooms. Now these gills are perfectly edible, and you don't have to remove them, but they will change the sauce. The gills of a portobello mushroom add a distinct earthiness to the dish, and they'll turn the sauce an extremely dark brown, almost black. But yes, it'll still taste delicious, it just won't taste as close to the Texas Roadhouse dish that we're copying. So remove the gills, and it doesn't have to be perfect, removing most of them will do just fine. Next, slice the mushrooms into maybe 1/4 inch slices. We don't want the slices so thick that they don't want to cook through, but we also want them to still be substantial enough that they don't shrink to nothing as they cook, and we want them to hold together and not break apart. Set those to the side, and next we need sliced Monterey Jack cheese. I'm slicing mine from an 8-ounce block of it because no matter how hard I looked, I could not find plain Monterey Jack slices. So if you can find those, I would say just grab an 8-ounce bag of Monterey Jack slices, but if not, slice some up and then pop the cheese back in the fridge to stay cold. Last, we need our chicken. We want 4 small to medium chicken breasts, around 6 ounces each, or 2 very large chicken breasts. Now if you have 2 very large pieces, butterfly them like I'm doing here so we have 4 chicken cutlets. Pat the chicken dry with some paper towels or a clean kitchen towel and then sit them to the side on a plate, and that is all the Choppy Prep. Our next step is to season our chicken. In a small bowl or container, add a 1/2 teaspoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, regular paprika, not the smoked kind, and salt. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and stir all this together until the seasonings are all evenly combined. Now grab the chicken plate and rub some oil all over each piece of chicken. Now they don't need to be drowned in oil, we just want a nice thin coating on each piece of meat. Next, season each piece of chicken on both sides with the seasoning mix that we made. Then cook the chicken. You can cook it in an air fryer at 360 for 10 to 14 minutes. Add a couple of teaspoons of oil to a pan and cook them on the stove. You can also bake them at 425 for 18 to 22 minutes in the oven, depending. Whichever way you cook the chicken, just cook it until it reaches 165 degrees. While the chicken is cooking, let's get our portobello sauce ready. In a large skillet on the stove, heat 3 tablespoons of olive oil over medium heat. When the oil's hot, add the sliced mushrooms and then saute these for several minutes or until they're just cooked through and the liquid they release is almost gone. If they soak up too much of the oil and the pan gets a little dry, you can add some more oil in small splashes. Just as the mushrooms are cooked through, add in a 1/2 teaspoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, and dried thyme. Add a good pinch of salt and some black pepper, maybe 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon, and stir the seasonings in so they're coating the mushrooms. Next, add 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter. When the butter's melted and nice and bubbly, add in 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and stir this continuously for about a minute or 2 to cook out that raw flour taste and to make sure all the mushrooms are coated in the flour. Last, pour in 14 ounces or 1 3/4 cup of either vegetable or chicken stock, as well as 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. Give everything a good stir and scrape up all that delicious flavor on the bottom of the pan. It should come right up. That added liquid breaks that stuff up pretty fast. Let this simmer, stirring very often, for about 2 to 4 minutes until the sauce starts to thicken up. Give it a little taste test, add some salt and pepper if needed, and that is our Portobello mushroom sauce. The chicken should be done at this point, or close to done if you're using the oven. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper and turn the oven to the low broil setting. Place the cooked chicken on the baking sheet. Now, if you found sliced Monterey Jack cheese, add 1 slice to each piece of chicken. If not, just go with kind of whatever's close to a slice. Then sprinkle a little shredded Parmesan on top of the Monterey Jack, about 1/8 cup for all 4 pieces of chicken. Pop the chicken into the oven to broil for 2 to 3 minutes or until the cheese is melty and just starting to turn golden. Keep a close eye on it though, because even on the low broiler setting, this cheese can go from melty to charcoal pretty quick. Last, let's whip up our buttered corn. Now this recipe is the easiest of the easy recipes, and it takes like 15 minutes total to make it. Grab a medium saucepan and toss in 16 ounces or about 3 cups of frozen sweet corn. Add 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of heavy cream, a 1/2 teaspoon of a finer grained salt like fine sea salt or a regular finer table salt. We need a 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika and about a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Last, a tablespoon of sugar, and give all of this a stir just to mix in those seasonings. Heat this over medium heat until the butter is melted and the corn is hot and cooked through. Stir it periodically so nothing sticks, but it shouldn't since there's a decent amount of butter in there. And that's it. Copycat Texas Roadhouse buttered sweet corn. Super, super simple. When the chicken is done and the cheese is nice and melty and light golden, spoon about 1/4 of the mushroom sauce over each piece of chicken. Serve it with a side of corn all by itself, or you can add a baked potato, mashed potatoes, anything you like to pair up with chicken. Top the chicken with some more shredded Parmesan, maybe a little parsley for a garnish, and we have Texas Roadhouse Portobello mushroom chicken at home. This dinner was amazing, to say the least. It tastes just like it does at the restaurant. Absolutely delicious, but like so many of the others we've made, it's like what I can get at the restaurant, but turbocharged. The flavors are so fresh. The cheesy chicken is just right, and that Portobello mushroom sauce is rich and earthy, but it's not too earthy since we removed most of those gills. It's just the right amount of flavor. Umami and savory, it's just perfect. The corn, sweet and buttery, but with that nice little hint of smoke to it from the smoked paprika. And the potato, well, it's a baked potato, but with some flaky salt, a little butter, cheddar, some sour cream. It's the perfect side, which is why it's one of the most common sides ordered with this dinner. So for the money. The price for this one varies depending on where you are, but where I am, Texas Roadhouse charges $19.49 for one order of this chicken with 2 sides. I spent just under $21 for the ingredients to make this, including the baked potatoes with their toppings. These recipes, they make 4 servings, which ends up being less than $5.25 per serving. It would cost us like $78 for this amount of food at Texas Roadhouse, and that's before all the taxes, the tips, all that nonsense. Plus, we have to go there, which means traffic and gas, and then yelling over all the birthday saddle riding craziness, and the stomping, and the TVs to even talk to each other, so it just gets better and better. This Copycat is delicious, and it saves so much money that I just cannot justify spending the insane amount the restaurants charge. we almost always end up with so much more than double the food for half the price that it's just crazy. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, maybe leave me a comment if you're enjoying making these delicious Copycat recipes with me. I am loving these, and I'm really loving getting to eat restaurant foods at home all the time. Come and hang out with me on Sundays for comforting and cozy home-cooked recipes. We make a little of everything, but it's always just delicious. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you back here next Wednesday for some more better at home Copycat cooking. Bye.